stares down Caroline, waiting for her to make a move. As the tension between the two of them rises as they stare each other down, a drop of sweat runs down Delta's face. And the moment that sweat drop hits the ground, they vanish. Both Caroline and Delta engage in a clash, trading blows with one another. Delta, still active in his extraordinary state, keeps pace with Caroline. As they continuously trade blows with one another, Caroline starts pushing Delta back little by little. Delta, not relenting in his attack, speeds up. Starts catching Caroline off guard. As they continue to trade blows out, their fists clash, generating an immense shockwave, blowing both of them back, generating distance between the two of them. As Delta catches himself midair, he rockets towards Caroline. As Caroline catches herself, she puts up her guard, expecting Delta's attack. As Delta picks up his speed, he vanishes and appears right behind Caroline. Blazing bravery, wicked wings! As Delta launches his wings at Caroline, Caroline unsheathes her sword and immediately turns around, parrying every wing. Caroline gets up close to Delta in an attempt to catch him off guard. Delta generating flames on his right hand, puts his hand in front of Caroline's face. Delta unleashes a bright amount of flames in an attempt to blind Caroline. In doing so, Caroline blocks the light with her sword, blinding Delta instead. As Delta's caught off guard, Caroline strikes Delta back into the ground, sheathing her sword away. As the smoke clears from Delta's crash, Caroline dashes at him, diving down with an immense speed. As Delta notices this, he picks himself up and jumps out of the way. And that Delta generates flames into both of his hands. Blazing bravery, army's arrows! Delta unleashes a hefty amount of arrows from his hands, firing them at Caroline. Caroline, channeling her aura into both of her hands, reflects each and every one of the arrows, slowly walking closer to Delta. Come on, this is gonna be... No. She's still taking me lightly, but she's a lot more serious than before, and I know I'm a lot stronger. Last time she didn't even unsheath her sword. She's definitely taking this a lot more seriously. And with that in mind, I can't hesitate. Delta, finishing up his barrage of attacks, generates a massive amount of flames into his left hand, as well as a high amount of wind pressure. Delta winds up his punch and strikes the air, generating an immense shockwave. Caroline gets caught off guard by this and gets hit straight on through with the air force. She's knocked off her feet and blown into the air. Delta, releasing an immense amount of flames throughout his entire body, uses his wings for propulsion and launches himself at Caroline at immense speeds. Blazing bravery! Burst! As Delta appears in front of Caroline, he plants his hands on Caroline's chest. In doing so, he unleashes a major explosion from it, launching Caroline even further back. Caroline immediately catches herself in the air in an attempt to counterattack. Before she can even counter, though, Delta appears in front of her, slamming her back into the ground. Picking up pace, Delta dashes towards the ground, passing Caroline. As Caroline dives down in front of him, Delta channels his flames into both of his hands. Blazing Bravery Grand Gauntlets! Delta smashes his fist into Caroline's back, launching her across the battlefield. Delta launches himself at Caroline, continuing up on his assault. Blazing Bravery, Abstract Assault! Delta unleashes a hefty amount of barrage punches across Caroline's entire body. Delta grabs Caroline's arm and starts spinning her around at immense speeds. As he tosses her to one side, Delta grabs her leg with his other hand and slams her back into the ground. Delta leaps up in the air, grabbing Caroline's face and shoving it into the ground. Delta, blasting off at immense speeds, drags Caroline through the ground. Throwing her up in the air, Delta channels his flames into his right hand. He winds back his arm and unleashes a hefty blast. Blazing Bravery! Delta, unleashing his attack, engulfs Caroline in his flames. As the flames fade away from Delta and the smoke around Caroline fades away, Caroline stares Delta down. I gotta admit, that's a lot more impressive than I thought. You've definitely been training hard. I'm impressed. Still taking me lightly. Well, that's no matter. If a fight... No. You agreed that you'd fight me. At this point, I shouldn't be surprised that you're still taking me lightly. You've only unsheathed your sword a few times, making it clear to me that you'll only take me seriously once you release your sword. Who said that me unsheathing my sword means I'm getting serious? Still talking all high and mighty, aren't we, Caroline? Alright, well, let's see if you can keep up with this! Delta immediately vanishes and appears right in front of Caroline. Caroline quickly attempts to turn around. Facing the air, Caroline misses Delta. Delta reappears in front of... reappears behind Caroline, grabbing her from the back. Still taking me lightly? Caroline, being caught off guard, is thrown back into the ground. Delta unleashes even more flames from before, seemingly as if his energy is rising even further. Delta rockets off and charges at Caroline. Catching herself, Caroline balances herself out as she lands on the ground, facing Delta. You're still taking me lightly! It's written all over your face! Delta Crash! Delta unleashes a right hook right across Caroline's face. Caroline is knocked off balance and spins around. As she catches herself and faces Delta yet again, Caroline unsheathes her sword and swings at Delta. Delta ducks the attack and channels his flames into his right leg. Rising Delta Smash! Delta knee strikes Caroline in the jaw, and before she's blasted away from the sheer force of Delta's attack, he goes full force with his kick, launching Caroline even further into the air. Delta rockets off, charging at her, and unleashes a hefty amount of blows. Caroline is constantly being attacked and unable to counter. Damn it, how is he getting so strong? It's almost as if his power's rising. He shouldn't be pushing me this much. I've been fighting the minions the entire time of the last month, and only dealt with a real challenge only a few moments ago. How is he catching up to me like this? I won't allow this to slide! In that moment, Caroline unleashes a hefty amount of aura, blasting Delta back. Delta catches himself with his wings and channels his flames into both of his hands. Blazing bravery! Before Delta can unleash his attack, Caroline mimics Delta's earlier attacks. Black Bloodlust Army's arrows! Caroline unleashes a hefty amount of black and blue arrows at Delta. Delta's flames disperse as he's caught off guard and gets hit with the barrage of arrows. Delta defense! Delta generates a shield in front of him, blocking all of the arrow's attacks. Delta's shield cracks from all the attacks, and Caroline appears right behind him. Delta generates a small shield on his hand. As Caroline swings her sword at Delta's neck, Delta catches her sword with the small shield on his hand. Delta is launched into the ground from the sheer swing and thrust of Caroline's attack. As Delta lands on the ground, Caroline appears in front of him. Caroline thrusts her sword at Delta. Delta barely dodges the attack and gets grazed by the sword, getting cut in the process. Blazing bravery! Delta unleashes a blast at point blank. Caroline dodges it immediately and dances around Delta. Delta uses his wings in an attempt to counter Caroline's next attack. Caroline, grabbing all four of Delta's wings in one hand, and attempts to strike Delta through the back with her sword. Delta flips over Caroline, releasing her grip on Delta's wings. Delta grabs Caroline's neck and throws her across the battlefield. Caroline stabs her sword into the ground, stopping her momentum. Delta appears in front of Caroline and attempts to unleash a heavy swing. Caroline ducks it and counters with a strike to Delta's chest. An immense shockwave is sent right through Delta, causing him to have trouble breathing. Caroline, not letting up, unleashes a hefty amount of swings of her sword, attacking Delta and cracking his armor. Caroline unleashes a swing kick right across Delta's face and launches him on the ground. As Delta catches himself and picks himself up, launching himself into the air, Caroline appears in front of him. Delta attempts to make a shield, but Caroline swings her sword on Delta's arms, cracking the armor on it, generating an open wound. Black Bloodlust! Caroline unleashes a hefty amount of energy from her left hand, blasting Delta back downwards. Delta, not letting up, shakes off the blast reflecting it through the air. Blazing bravery, Ares axe. Delta launches himself at Caroline, swinging his axe at her. Though Caroline parries each and every one of Delta's attacks and trips him over in the air. Caroline immediately grabs Delta's axe and turns it completely black and blue. Caroline uses the axe and swings both it and her sword on Delta, cracking the chest plate of his armor. As Delta is launched back downwards, he catches himself. Caroline appears right in front of him. Black bloodlust, superior sabers. Quickly, Caroline unsheaths her sword and generates 2 blades of black energy, extending her arms. Caroline rapidly swings at Delta, generating and causing multiple scratches on Delta, further cracking his armor. Delta channels his flames and reinforces his armor and regenerating some of the broken pieces. You know, it's really such a shame. All that effort, all that training, and at the end of the day, this is the limits of your power. It's such a shame. I really expected a lot more from you, Delta. It would have been so worth it in the end. If you could simply just put up a fight. I really wanted you to join me, but if this really is the limits of your power, then there is no point in me continuing this fight. If you think you got me down just yet, you're dead wrong! Delta unleashes a hefty amount of flames around himself. Blazing bravery, expanding explosion! Delta immediately generates a bubble of flames. Catching Caroline in the bubble, releases off a massive explosion around his entire body, blasting Caroline through the sky. Did that do it? Sadly, no. Delta turns around and faces Caroline. Black bloodlust. Heaven's hellhammer. Caroline slams the hammer across Delta's face, launching him back into the ground. Damn it! How are you mimicking almost every single one of my attacks? Let's just say the base properties of our extras are a lot more similar than you'd expect. It is why I targeted you in the first place. Though it seems that you just don't have what it takes. And once I'm done with you, I'm going to find out what the hell caused you to get here so soon. But even before that, I'm going to go to that C District bunker, hunt down Celeste and Noble's families, and I'm going to slowly kill each and every one of them, wiping out all of Citadel in the process. Once that's done, I'm going to remove the barrier and generate more minions and set them out all over the planet, completely wiping out humanity itself. And at the end of the day, it's going all their lives will rest on you. The one person and one person alone who solely had a chance to defeat me. If only you had put more training, more effort into gaining strength, you'd actually defeat me. But no, you dropped the ball, Delta, and the price for that is humanity itself. It is a sad way to let things end like this, Delta. But that is the reality of this fight. You think so? I disagree! Delta channels his flames into his hands, as well as his entire body. Blazing bravery, primal! Delta quickly claws Caroline's face, scratching it and generating multiple wounds. Why, you little black bloodlust grand gauntlet! Caroline quickly strikes Delta on the gut, breaking his entire chest plate. Caroline kicks Delta across the face, putting him back on the ground. Caroline disperses her gauntlet and generates her aura around her hand and generates the Hellhammer. You really annoyed me with that one, Delta, but I suppose it's a good thing to show you. Watch. Delta looks in shock as his eyes widen as he witnesses Caroline healing the wound. Though it's a lot easier to focus on wounds one at a time. Though I suppose this is where we meet our end. No, I won't let it! Caroline quickly swings the hammer on Delta, completely smashing his head into the ground. As Caroline removes the hammer, the armor piece guarding Delta's face cracks and bursts apart, as well as the entire remaining armor across Delta's body vanishes within an instant. Caroline turns around and begins to walk off. As she attempts to fly off, she stumbles and falls back into the ground, getting on her knees. Caroline puts her hand across her face as the wounds reopen. They shouldn't. Delta. I'm going to find out whoever helped you. I'm going to make their deaths even slower than Noble's and Celeste. Delta opens his eyes and reappears in the black void. No. Come on, me, wake up! Come on, this can't be how I lose here. I can still fight. Can you really, though? Delta turns around and faces Shard. Shard! Come on, man! What the hell am I supposed to do here? Caroline's able to mimic each and every one of my attacks. Not to mention, she was still holding back, even though I was completely... The fight was seemingly one-sided. She immediately powers up and turns things around on me like that. It's not that she didn't power up. It's the fact that what caught you off guard was her mimicking your attacks. Army's Arrow, Heaven's Hellhammer, Ares Axe, Superior Saber. She mimicked each and every one of those attacks, as well as your Blazing Bravery, transforming into a move she calls Black Bloodlust. That has caught you off guard. And there's only one way alone you get past this. And what would that be, Shard? You still have yet to figure it out, Delta. Do you not remember what I told you before? Look past what No. Don't fight for peace. Look at the hell Caroline has put me in. And channel the chaos that realms within me. That is what you told me, but I don't know how to do that! Yes, you do. You had done it once before. The only reason why you've lost that feeling is because both your brothers, surprisingly, appeared from thin air. If you want to avenge their deaths, ensure that Noble and his family, Celeste and her family, are safe. You need to find that chaos. Channel it. Stand up and fight Caroline. Finish it. Otherwise, everything that you have fought for, everything that you have worked for, all the suffering that you went through the last 4 years, it will all be worth for nothing. No. Delta opens his eyes, facing the sky. Delta stands up and faces Caroline. Hey, we're not done yet. Caroline stops and turns around, facing Delta. No. You shouldn't be standing. This can't be happening. Delta's eyes unleash a heavy green glow. Yeah, you're right. I shouldn't be standing, but somehow I am. You made a grave mistake, Caroline. Oh? And what would that be? Ticking me off. Ticking me off. That's what you did. That is the mistake you have made. In that moment, Delta unleashes his flames. And Caroline witnesses as they slowly turn from pure orange, generating green highlights. The orange stripes on Delta's sweater turn green. The symbol on Delta's t-shirt turns from its simple orange color to green and orange. Delta gaining green highlights on his hair. This is the mistake you have made, Caroline. I was told to not fight for peace. To look at this hell that you have put me in and find the chaos that dwells within. That is what I did. I had enough of you. And in this moment, I alone am going to make you regret ever getting involved with me again. You should have stayed quiet and done this from the sidelines. If you had done it that way, I wouldn't be here standing strong enough to take you down! We finished things here! Caroline! Delta! I have to admit, this sudden power boost is unexpected. But believe me, if you think a simple power boost, another in fact is enough to beat me, you're sadly mistaken. That armor of yours wasn't enough to take me down. Do you think this green power-up will be enough? That's the difference, Caroline. I know it's gonna be enough. And face me! Caroline unleashes a hefty amount of aura across her entire body, channeling it into both of her hands. Agreed. That's fine by me. If you want me to face you head on, then you best be prepared to get blown away! Delta generates his orange and green flames into both of his hands. All the training I have put into this effort to take you down, it will not be for nothing! Delta takes a stance and he generates all of his energy into both of his hands. Now it's time to test if that training really paid off. If I fail here, it really is over. That's the good thing. The best part of this. It is over. But for her. Delta releases off even more energy. Caroline responding and kind of starts maxing out her power. You know, I'm surprised, Delta! Come on, show me what that power can do! Caroline channels all of her energy from her right hand back into her left. This new power for Deltas. If I take this lightly, I really will be done for. So I'll face him with everything I've got. It's time to ensure that all the training I've done up to now pays off. Let's finish this. Delta takes a step forward. 3, 2, 1. Delta clasps both of his hands together, generating a massive ball of orange and green energy, and fires it head on. Celestial Bravery! Delta going full force unleashes attack. Caroline winds back her arm and unleashes her attack. Armageddon! Caroline unleashes her attack from her left hand. As both beams connect with each other, a massive crater is formed at the center of both of them. Come on! Delta releases off even more flames and power than before, increasing his power output of his attack. Caroline further increases her power, keeping up with Delta. Both blasts are generating massive tremors, causing most of Citadel as well as the barrier to tremble. Stray pieces of the blast fall off and collide with each other, generating massive craters all across the battlefield. Delta continues to push onward. It's over, Hunter! You've done all you can, but this is the limit! Caroline pushes onward, forcing Delta's attack to get pushed back. No! Damn it, come on! I can't lose this! That's right, Delta! You said it yourself! You're going to avenge your brothers! So right here, right now, say it! I am confident that I am going to win! Caroline begins to get pushed back by Delta's attack. Delta's power immediately spikes, causing the blast to completely overwhelm Caroline. Caroline is engulfed in the blast, and Caroline's blast is forced to the barrier. Come on! Caroline makes contact with the barrier. No, I can't lose this! Caroline! Delta stares down Caroline, dead in the eyes. Delta Hunter! Delta releases the remaining bits of his power, causing Caroline to get completely engulfed by the blast, causing the barrier around Cell to shatter. Delta's blast goes on for miles, but once the blast dies down, Delta is left standing. It's over. Delta's unknown green power-up fades from his body as he powers down and takes a knee. As he unleashes a small amount of flames on his hand and stares at it. So that power-up's gone. I lost it. Walls within. No, realms within. Shard, I don't know if you can hear me. Based on before, it seems that it takes a minute for you to respond, but I don't want a response. I just want to thank you for giving me the key, the catalyst I needed in order to win. Delta lays on the ground, exhausted. Delta has finally done it. He has defeated Caroline, freeing Sid of the nightmare that it was put under. But something still remains. Eclipse. Chaos. The results of Delta's plan. And Blitz. Now that most likely his position has been revealed, what action will he take? All this will be answered in Season 2 of Hunter History.